was going to say something important there. Nope, lost it.
First important thing you said today.
First important thing I've said today. Anyways, let's get down to business. Stop messing around. All right, today I want to talk about something near and dear to my heart because it's something I've carried with me throughout all of my businesses, going back to the very first business I had, painting houses. And yes, people actually let me paint their houses. And one of the toughest parts about it was I had to go back home every single weekend and go cold calling to try and drum up business for the summer. And I was terrible at it. Until about 2 months into this process, I developed what I call the Pamphlet Principle. This grew my leads and it grew my sales by 3 to 4 times and has also been one of the key things I've done to grow Location 180 over the last 5 years. So what does this have to do with your online business? Keep watching and I'm going to show you. Let's go to the intro. A graphic, Location 180, boom, build a business, live your life, whatever, and then it'll cut back to me. All right, so here's the thing about cold calling. People hate being interrupted. If you call me on my phone, there's a good chance I'm not going to answer because whatever I'm doing is probably more important to me at the time than answering your phone call. And so that's why cold calling was so ineffective for me. I was knocking on the door trying to sell people a house painting job when 1, they didn't want to be bothered, and 2, they probably hadn't even thought about painting their house. That's where the Pamphlet Principle comes in. Every Friday before I was going to go paper a neighborhood on a Saturday or Sunday, I would leave a pamphlet advertising who I am, what I was doing, and what I was up to. What this did is it forced them to at least think about the idea of house painting. So you take cold calling and you make it warm calling. So even if I was interrupting them, it was a slightly more welcome interruption because they realized I was going to help them solve a problem as opposed to completely catch them off guard. Essentially, overnight, it caused my leads and my sales to go through the roof. It was that idea, that concept of kind of warming up the lead and introducing myself beforehand that has really served me well over the last 5 years on Location 180. So how does cold calling in the rain for a house painting business apply to building a blog and building a website? Let me tell you. Pause it for a second. Way number 1 the Pamphlet Principle can help you is by building relationships with more influential bloggers and getting guest posts. So if you know me, you know that I think guest posting is the absolute best thing you can do for your blog, whether it's trying to grow followers, grow your email list, get links for SEO purposes. Guest blogging is the best way to do it. But if you have no other friends that are bloggers and nobody knows who you are, how are you going to get a guest post? That's where the Pamphlet Principle comes in. Before you pitch a big name blogger or someone on a guest post, what you need to do is you need to warm up that lead. You do that by leaving pamphlets all over the internet. You leave comments on all of their posts. You tweet their posts. You Facebook share their posts. You send them an email just thanking them for the content that you've been devouring it. By doing that, you're warming up the lead. When you finally come in with an email that's like, hey, I've got 3 killer ideas for your audience. Here they are. They're going to be like, oh yeah, I totally know who you are. Thanks for all the support. I would love to have you write. I think idea number 2 is the best. Let's go with that. And then you're off to the races. So if you do that for, say, 5 bloggers over the next 2 months, I guarantee you're going to get higher quality guest posts that are going to lead to more followers and more traffic, and in turn, more sales on your site. I'm starting to ramble again. Keep it brief. Way number 2, the Pamphlet Principle can help you in your business right now. Letting people know what's coming before you try and sell them. So let's say you've got a new product you've been working on for months and you want to sell a lot of copies when you first release it. By letting people know that it's coming and kind of dropping the pamphlet and saying, hey, I'm working on this new project. What questions do you have as it relates to launching your product? Or, hey, I'd love your feedback on this. And doing that a couple months before and then doing it all the way throughout up until your launch, you're going to get people more engaged and more likely to buy because you've warmed up the lead. It's not a, hey, I'm selling this product. It's $500. Come and buy it. There's the sales page. It's, I'm working on this. I want your feedback. I want to have your questions. I want to work all of the answers into the product so it's going to be more beneficial to you. Let's sum this up. How does the Pamphlet Principle work again? Number 1, it helps you build relationships with influential people online. Number 2, it helps you sell more products by bringing people along throughout the whole process as opposed to just dropping a sales page on them. So let me know. I would love to hear how you're going to implement the Pamphlet Principle in your business because I've been doing it for years. It's been awesome. I'm super excited about it. So share your story in the comments below and we'll see you on the next video. If you saw our last video, The Future of Location 180, you know that we're doing a lot more video here, trying to make the content as useful as possible. So if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more, you can hit subscribe right here and get all future videos sent straight to your inbox. That sucks. Let's try that again.
Good idea. Just take it from the top. Take a deep breath, check your notes, and let's see if we can get through this like a pro.
Hey, I told you it was going to take all day. That look good?
You look as good as you're going to get in my lifetime.
You're such a jerk.